Hello, and welcome to It's a Talk Show Now, which is a talk show that we have. I'm your host, Headphones. And I'm Martha, and I am actually a co-host. And I'm Lowest Voice Possible Johnson, and I mean, me and Martha are both co-hosts. Yes, that's true. I mean, we're all kind of the hosts. That being said, hey, real quick, first of all, our guest Tape is here. Hi, I'm Tape. And hi, Tape. It's lovely to have you. Real quick, I just want to say, we actually made it to episode 11. That's more than 10 whole episodes of this thing, and we didn't even skip 1 week. There were some days where we were late. Sometimes we were 1 day late, and sometimes we were 3 days late. One time we were 3 days late. That's fine. We all needed a mental health day for 3 days in a row that day, and that's totally normal. Yeah, I think that's pretty standard. Yeah, but overall, usually this uploads on Thursdays, and we have been pretty consistently uploading on Thursdays for this show. And you know what? I'm clapping for us. I think we are reaching a nice rhythm with this. Yeah, I agree. Now, I do want to say, do we want this show to have seasons, or is it just going to be the whole thing? Is it going to be like just ongoing forever, or why are you wanting it to have seasons? Well, I was thinking, after this episode, can we take like a break and maybe, even if it's not seasons, can we like skip something? Can we skip a week or two? Is that cool? Because I'm really tired. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Like, I need to focus on some other shit. Yeah, okay. Are we started? Yeah, I'm sorry, Tape. So Tape, what is it that you do? Well, I'm an accountant, but also, another thing I do is dance. Wow, dance? Yeah. So, dancing, how do you fit that into accountant life? Oh, really, it's quite easy. I'm quite good at managing my time. So I have my accountant time where I go do accounting, and then I have my dance time where I go do dance. Wow, that was a cool move just now. Did you come up with that yourself? Yeah, that's my move that I call the flip. Wow, flipping. Clap, clap, clap. Yay, we're all the audience, and we're all clapping to that. Yeah, the audience was real happy about that. So, Tape. Yes. What do you, where do you perform your dances? I perform my dances at, on stage in local community theater, but also another place I perform my dances is at church. Oh, really? At church? Yes, I do interpretive dance for Jesus Christ at church. Wow. Clap, clap, clap. Yay, clapping. So you do interpretive dance for Jesus Christ at church. What does that entail usually? Usually when I'm doing interpretive dance for Jesus Christ at church, I just close my eyes and I let the Holy Spirit take over me, and then I dance around for church on stage to very spiritual Christian music for about 20 minutes, and everyone watches. Wow, that must be a very special time for you. Now, how long is a typical church service at your church that you can do a 20-minute long dance every Sunday? Well, I don't do it every Sunday, but a typical church service at my church is about 3 hours long. Ooh, that 3 hours long? And so there's plenty of time then for a whole 20-minute dance on stage. Oh yeah, I do. Sometimes it runs for 30 whole minutes that I'm doing a dance at church on stage. Wow. And so do you just do it kind of in the moment, or do you practice it? Oh, I just do it in the heat of the moment. I just go on stage and I see what happens. That's amazing, and I'm clapping to that. Clap, 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 clap. Yay, we're also clapping to that. That's so cool. And what denomination is your church? Well, we're a Protestant Christian church. We're Reformed, and that's the name of the denomination. Wow, that's the whole name?
Yeah, the whole name is Reformed, 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 and we're very big on interpretive dance. And what we do is everybody just gets on stage and lets the spirit lead them. And this one guy comes in and he just has tambourines, and his name is Tambourine Jake. And I love that guy. He comes in and he does a whole tambourine routine where he'll go jingle jingle, and then he'll say a Bible verse, and then he'll go jingle 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 with a tambourine, and then he'll say another Bible verse, and that's his whole deal. He does that for about 5 minutes, and then he gets off the stage, and then we do communion, and then we take offerings.
Wow. And so when you're at church and you're doing your dance, is there much variation in the types of dance you do, or do you do a very similar routine every time?
Oh, I'll do pretty much anything. Really just whatever comes to mind. Sometimes the dance that I do is mostly just standing, but that's very rare, because even when it's standing, I will do very surprise bits of pop movement where I just go all over the place. But
wow, that was a pretty good move you just did too.
Thanks. That's one of my special moves, and I call that the all over the place. And what I do as other dances is sometimes I do the twirl, and sometimes I do the whole thing as just twirling, and then I go backstage and I have to do a long sit down after that.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Now, Tape, what was it that first got you inspired to do dances for church?
Well, you see, when I was 21 years old, I found Christ, and that was my first time having an experience with Christ. And prior to that, I was into a lot of wild debauchery, and I don't approve of that anymore. But I stopped doing debauchery at age 21, and I started doing dance for Christ. And the way that I found Dance for Christ was I was looking for Christian organizations to get into, and then I ended up going to this one club at my college, and it was called Dance for Christ. And their denomination was primarily full of people who were in the Reformed church. That I soon found that I had the holy gift of dance, and that's my spiritual gift. That's what I do, is I go to church and I dance.
And how long have you been doing this now?
I've been dancing for Christ for 10 years now.
Wow, clap, 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 clap.
Yay, clapping again. Yep, all clapping.
And thank you very much. But really, you shouldn't be clapping for me, but rather for the Lord.
Now, your experience with Christianity, what was it that really got you to the point where you decided to stop doing debauchery and instead change your whole mind and be a Christian?
Well, after I found out that debauchery was bad,
and define debauchery.
I don't think we want to get into that on a public show, but
so you don't agree with debauchery anymore, whatever that means.
Yeah, so I don't agree with debauchery anymore. But anyway, I decided to stop doing debauchery because I went to that club and I was looking for the answers because I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with the debauchery that I was doing. No matter how much debauchery I did, I wasn't happy with myself. Even when I tried to do the debauchery that is only about happiness.
Yeah, I mean, some debauchery is about happiness.
Yeah, but I was only not happy, so I decided to switch to Christ because the club opened my eyes and I found dance.
Yeah, dance is a beautiful thing.
So after that, I was convinced that that Christ and dance must be the way. Specifically Christ, but also dance. Dance is the way to Christ sometimes.
Yeah. Well, clap to that. We're going to give you a couple extra minutes because I talked for 2 minutes at the beginning, and I do apologize for that.
That's okay. I'm totally fine with that.
Cool. So, now, when you did decide to switch courses in life and become a reformed Christian and begin dance, how did everyone in your life react?
Well, all my friends who like debauchery, they kind of stopped relating to me, especially because that was the only way that we hung out before. And I still like those people. It's just that we don't relate to each other as much anymore now that I don't like debauchery and they still do. And that's fine. It's just we parted ways. My family also really likes debauchery, and so they also some of the relatives aren't big fans of me anymore.
That must be really difficult.
Yeah, it kind of hurts a lot. I had an uncle who I used to be really close to, and we would bond a lot over debauchery, and now he kind of thinks that I've lost my way, and I keep insisting to him, I haven't lost my way. I just like I like Christianity a lot instead of debauchery. I'm sorry to my family sometimes, but I try to remember not to be sorry because I have to live my true life, no matter how much I like Christianity instead of debauchery.
Yeah, you gotta kind of do whatever floats your boat, as long as you let other people live and let live.
Yeah, exactly. Live and let live. I just don't like debauchery anymore.
Yeah, well, but you don't want to define what debauchery is?
No, I don't want to do that on a public show because it's just kind of complicated.
Okay, well, fair enough. So when you when you finally decided to give up debauchery, did you have to did anything else in your life have to change?
My career was kind of based around debauchery, so I did have to get a different job. I was previously the way that I was making money was a stable job heavily related to debauchery.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I had to give that up. Again, I don't want to say what that job was, but let's just say I made a lot of money that way. So now I had to find, my income has gone down, but I'm working my way back up. I have a savings account, and I always had one, but now I have to depend on it more.
Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, my job changed, and I became an accountant.
So you were making more money than an accountant before?
Oh yeah, I was raking in like thousands of dollars a week.
Wow, that's impressive. What were you doing?
I don't want to say.
But it was making like thousands of. So what do you have any future plans that might be affected by giving up debauchery and or Christianity?
Oh yeah, plenty. I'm planning to go back to college and get a second degree in not debauchery.
Was your degree in debauchery before?
Well, I majored in mathematics, but had a minor in something that was that was really is heavily related to my debauchery life. I won't say what the minor was because it would give a lot of hints, but let's just say it was something that is very useful when you're living a life of heavily lucrative debauchery.
Sure. And so you have future plans.
Yeah. I'm going back to school, and I'm getting a degree in Christianity.
Oh yeah.
And my degree is going to be to help me learn more about how to incorporate Christianity into other stuff that I do.
Sure, such as?
I want to be heavily involved in missionary work.
I understand.
Yay, we're all clapping for that. All right, well, and now it is time for the audience questions. Yay! So we'll take our first question now. We could take 3 questions per evening.
what's the first question today from this audience?
Hi, my name is Sarah, and I was wondering, what does it mean in your eyes to truly believe in Christ?
Well, in my eyes, it means that you believe in the basic tenets of Christianity. So you believe that Christ is the only way to salvation, and the other religions go to hell.
That's what I think too. And the next question.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Blast. That's my real name. Hi, Blast. It's a pleasure to.
I'm fine.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hi. Yes. So I'm a college student, and my whole career is currently I sell drugs.
Oh, yeah. How's that going?
Well, it's going great, but I was wondering, as a Christian, do you still approve of selling drugs?
Oh no, I definitely don't. I think selling drugs is pretty much it's pretty much real bad to do.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is.
Do you think that there's a way to still be a Christian and also sell drugs?
You know, I think theoretically, yes. I just think that it'd be kind of hard to manage because the ramifications of certain aspects of drug dealing, you know, there's a lot of, on the one hand, sometimes people do use the drugs medicinally, but on the other hand, drug addiction can really wreck human lives and also object lives like us. So I think that while you can theoretically be a Christian while also selling drugs, I think that there's a lot that you have to reconcile with the Lord depending on what kind of drug you're selling. Are you just selling like one of the drugs that's not as harmful? I mean, I guess, are you selling like straight meth or heroin? I mean, it depends. Like you gotta, sometimes people are just in situations and that's the only way that you can live. And I understand sometimes people just find themselves in situations where they have to do what they can to get by, you know, and I think that God has a lot of grace for people who have to commit sin in order to get by. You know, there's a lot of examples in the Bible of people who had to commit sin, such as being dishonest or whatever, what have you. And that was just the way of things. You know, there's always, I think God allows for how stuff has to go in life in an imperfect world. And so if you have to sell drugs and be a Christian at the same time, sometimes this is where you're at. But I personally, I think it's not the best. I think it's not the healthiest profession for a Christian.
That's interesting. All right, and so for the next question, hello, my name is highest voice possible, Steven.
Oh, cool. Hello, highest voice possible, Steven.
Hi, I was wondering, do you think that, if somebody starts off Christian and then they're genuinely Christian for their whole life and then they give up Christianity, do you think they were really Christian?
Yeah, I think they were. I think sometimes people just stop being Christian, and I mean, that's unfortunate.
Do you think they're still saved? If they stop being Christian, but they were technically saved before, you know, they say saving is permanent and you can't be unsaved, but then also some people say if you give up Christianity, then you were never truly saved because you never truly were a Christian if you gave it up.
No, I think that's not true. I think it's more complicated than that. And I think that you can be a saved, born-again Christian and then give it up. And then as for whether you're still saved, I think that's it's between God and you. That's not for me to say because, I mean, it's not my business.
Fair enough.
But that's my personal opinion. Not everyone agrees with me. And I mean, I respect the personal opinions of various people. Just in the Church of Reformed, we don't always we don't really believe in just making that assessment for the person. We believe it's more of an individual basis of between the person and God. But and you never know what's going to happen with a person. But I personally think, because I'm in the Church of Reformed, that's just my own personal opinion.
All right, so that's it for questions for today. So we're going to go ahead and cut it off. And again, next week, there's not going to be an episode because I really think that I need a break. I need a break so bad. Yeah, I agree. Honestly, yeah, now that you mention it, it'd be nice to have a break. You know, I'm not really tired of this, but I respect that you two need a break. All right, so, Tape, it's been lovely to have you. I hope that your dancing continues to go really well. Thanks for this lovely in-depth conversation.
Oh, sure. It's been a pleasure to be here. I hope you all have a blessed, however many weeks that you don't do this, and a blessed eternity.
Thanks very much. So, I have been your host, Headphones, and I'm Martha. And I'm Lowest Voice Possible Johnson, and I think we should start saying that we're all the hosts. Yeah, so